King's Country, kingscountry.net. I'm Jim King. We heard some Toby Keith back there, and I'm glad to see that he's on the mend from his stomach cancer and making some appearances, even a performance here and there recently. We've heard the evidence. Well, Toby Keith got the Icon Award at the BMI Country Awards in Nashville last week. They asked for his advice to new songwriters, and here's what he said.
The best advice I could give an upcoming songwriter would be to try to write something every day and try to finish as many as you can. I mean, I feel like I wrote 200 songs, and then I wrote a good one. Then I wrote 150 songs, and I wrote another good one. And then I wrote 50 songs, and wrote another good one.
King's Country at kingscountry.net. That's Randy Hauser. I'm Jim King of the radio. Thanks for being here on this TGIF edition. Stick around because we specialize in 58 minutes of country music per hour. Nothing but the killer, all killer and no filler from yesterday and today. Stick around for Razzie Bailey right after these, a classic on King's Country.
Listen for King of the Road.
Trailers for sale or rent.
Middays with Jim King.
Streaming from the studio of King of the Road Productions in Beaumont, Texas. If I sound like I have a little bit extra pep in my step, it's because I'm really excited about the show this weekend, the Jim King of the TV show. We're closing in on a magnificent milestone next week. Episode number 850, but who's counting? And we're warming up for it with a two-part mini-series. It'll conclude next week. It's a father and son mini-series with Mark Chestnut and Casey Chestnut. Casey Chestnut will be in the Royal Spotlight thanks to Bradley's Collision Center. Got a classic Mark Chestnut video. I don't want to miss a thing. He did that cover of an Aerosmith song. Got a live version of that, Mark from a way back. We'll air that about halfway through the show. That's our Pine Tree Lodge Music Clip of the Week. Classic this week. We'll have Mark Chestnut kicking it off from Honky Tonk, Texas. We'll have the Honky Tonk, Texas fabulous flashback. And his talented son, Casey Chestnut, will be in the show. Here's a little taste test, a little sample.
I wrote this song last year when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life. I was getting out of the Marine Corps and trying to write songs, and I came up with this one. It's a song about beer. You've probably heard it. But we recorded it in Nashville about a month or two ago. I think it's a badass tune, man, and we're pretty proud of it, so we're going to play it for you. There it is right there. I almost got it.
That's because you got that good blood.
My blood would kill most living things. The amount of caffeine I drink. It goes like this. What gets me through an empty aching heart? Me up and tears me all apart. It's a cold glass grip that makes me disappear. The days to be. And the hours as they go. Thought it's quitting time and they already know. Seems to me at the house and in through the swinging doors. Problem town, I just need a couple more. Yeah, the only reason you will find me here now the taste of me.
Casey Chestnut, welcome back to Southeast Texas. You're back in your home territory.
Yes, sir.
You know, I heard you moved, right?
Yeah,
Nebraska?
Just moved up to Nebraska a week ago.
That's where Claire's from? Your wife?
Yeah, I wanted to get closer to her side of the family because it's a straight shot up the highway to where we're playing. We're playing all over Oklahoma and Kansas, so we're kind of trying to stay close to that, but at the same time get close to a little bit more family. So
And Mark moved too. You know, he told me one time that he would never leave Southeast Texas.
I still live in Southeast Texas, and I'm never going to leave it. I've never moved to Nashville. I go there when they force me.
He's up near Nashville now?
Yeah, it just got too difficult to fly every week. It was easier for him just to hop on the bus up there. So they live up in Tennessee now.
He's staying busy now. He's back on the road all the time?
Yeah, it sounds better than ever, too, man.
Yeah.
I would have thought it was him 10 years ago. It sounds so good. I saw him last night. We opened up for him. It was a good show.
I saw him on Facebook, and he sounded great. I'm sorry about the loss of Norma, your grandma. She passed away last month, huh? Just recently?
Yeah, pretty recently.
Yeah. She was such a sweet lady. I used to run into her in the grocery stores and things, and she always recognized me, and we talked about Mark and you and your brothers.
Yeah, man, she was real sweet. It was difficult. It was a difficult time for us.
Rest in peace, Norma Chestnut. She was 82 years old when she passed last month. Sweet lady. Don't miss Casey Chestnut and his dad, Mark Chestnut, as part one of our Father and Son mini-series kicking off this weekend 3 times on Fox 4 and the CW. You can stream the segments at JimKingOfTheRoad.com starting tomorrow. King's Country at KingsCountry.net. You always got to have one of these stories. Where'd you make this stuff up at? An employee at Wells Nursing Home in Johnson, New York, filmed a deer that had broken into the place. What the deer really wants is to get out, and it does it by crashing through a huge window. Check it out.
Oh, my God. Don't! There's a deer in here. Oh, he's out! He's out! Look out! He's out! No way!
King's Country at KingsCountry.net. We're cruising to the lunch hour. Stick around because we play 58 minutes of commercial-free music every hour. Do the math. That means just 2 minutes of commercials. Even less sometimes. I think we do 3 commercials an hour. But don't tell anybody. Don't tell those other guys. They might get on to it. No, they're stuck on playing too many commercials. I know how they roll. Well, this is how we roll on King's Country. Nothing but the most magnificent country music mix on the planet 24/7 and 365. Tell your friends about us and stay tuned for Johnny Cash right after these.
The King of Country.
I should have known that with the crown you've got on your head there.
Jim King.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's
King of the Road. Backstage with legendary blue-eyed soulman G.G. Shin. G.G. Shin, of course, is known to all the legends from Southeast Texas, including Janis Joplin. And I think it was you that told me a funny story one time about her at the Big Oak. Something about deer?
Yeah, the frog?
Yeah.
On my way from, I was coming from Franklin to go to a gig at the Big Oak Club. Mm-hmm. Franklin's way down in South Louisiana. And it was a back road situation before the interstate. But when I turned the corner one day at a red light, I noticed this big old frog was laying on the side. So I ran over there and I picked that frog up, put a string around his waist. So when I walked in the Big Old Club, that big old frog was jumping in front of me. I'll never forget this. So we're on the bandstand and there's a banister. And everybody would stand on the banister, right there in front of the banister, too, including Janis. And they'd put their pitchers of beer on the bar rail there. So I had this frog on a string, and I picked the frog up and put it in Janis's beer upside down. His feet are sticking out like that. She takes the frog, and pulls it out of a beer and puts it on the floor and drinks the beer. Everybody went, oh, she didn't drink that beer. Yes, she did.
Ooh, yuck!
King's Country, KingsCountry.net. We're cruising to the lunch hour, and I'm already thinking about Thanksgiving dinner. Love me some turkey dinner, and especially pumpkin pie with whipped cream. Can't wait for next Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving in advance. I'm Jim King of the radio, and like a lot of people, Carrie Underwood, country star Carrie Underwood, eats 2 Thanksgiving dinners, except that hers are a month apart. Here she is explaining why.
We don't have too many set in stone Thanksgiving traditions. I find myself a lot of times working on or around Thanksgiving or unable to get home or whatever. We try to be together. but sometimes that just doesn't work out. I think it's just all about I eat a lot every year on Thanksgiving. I've never skipped that tradition. And I'm kind of lucky. I get 2 Thanksgivings because I also get to celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving with my husband's family. So if I don't hit one, I'll definitely be able to get the other one.
Streaming from the studio of King of the Road Productions in Beaumont, Texas, all geared up for a fantastic miniseries kicking off this weekend on Fox 4 and the CW of the Jim King of the TV show. It's part 1 of our Father and Son miniseries with Mark Chestnut and Casey Chestnut. Casey Chestnut will be in the Royal Spotlight from Pine Tree Lodge, sponsored by Bradley's Collision Center. And thanks to Pine Tree Lodge, we'll have a Mark Chestnut video from way back when, probably a decade or so ago. His number 1 hit, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, originally recorded by Aerosmith. Does a really good live cover of that. That's the music clip of the week, the classic one from Pine Tree Lodge. We'll have the Honky Tonk Texas fabulous flashback. We'll have Casey Chestnut from Honky Tonk Texas and his talented dad, the legendary Mark Chestnut, will kick it off from Honky Tonk Texas. Here's a little sample, a little taste test.
Extra large and turbocharged. It's the King of the Road Show.
Oh, hi-yo to the king.
One man has the power to take you behind the scenes. Jim King of the Road.
Jim King of the Road.
I left town 2 years ago and moved on up to Idaho. Swore that I'd be back again, pick up where I left off, old man. Left behind some lovely ladies, grown-up sexy Texas babies. I got back in town tonight, anticipating much delight. I pulled out my black book, called up my old lovers. Well, I got 5 newlyweds and 2 expecting mothers. All my old flames have new names. Here there's a lot of girls in town. Time and I settled down. I thought I'd start a fire with some of my old flames. They've all got new names. Here we go. My sexy little dirt road sport is now called Mrs. Davenport. My pretty little black-eyed Susie, now to Susan Vanderhoof. Rosie, who could blow my mind, his sister Rose on Channel 9. The wildest lover of my life, now a federal judge's wife. They don't want to recognize so familiar face. I'm just a bad reminder of their wild and woolly days. All my old flames have new names. Yeah, there's a lot of girls down, time tonight, settle down. I thought I'd start a fire with some of my old flames. They all got new names. Come here, boy.
Mark Chestnut, great to see you, man.
Hey, buddy.
You're saving the honky tonks one at a time.
We're saving another one tonight.
Yeah, Honky Tonk Texas, you sold it out. It's a packed house.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I've never been here, so I'm really excited about it tonight.
It's been a little while since you played in this area. I think the last time might have been over there in Vidor. We got some footage of you doing an acoustic show.
Where's Jim King? King's here. I seen King of the Road. There he is. Hey, Jim, how you doing, brother? You filming all this stuff? Did you get the flood blues? I know for sure I'm gonna turn the TV on one day and there it's gonna be right there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, last year.
A year ago, about.
Yeah, and then before that we did the crab festival thing over there, and a lot of great bands here and great food, and so my wife and I are gonna stay down here for a few days and just enjoy it. We don't get to do very much, so this is a good chance for us to escape to the beach for a while.
Well, my wife's been after me for years to buy a beach house down here. You think we ought to do that? Tracy Bird's got one. That's what I hear every damn day. Man, Tracy Bird's got one. Oh, well, I told her, I said, we'll just go down there and stay at their house. That's fine. I saw a shotgun and a guitar and a 6-pack of beer. Sign on the front door said, guess who lives here?
Don't miss the first installment of our Father and Son mini-series as we cruise into the 850th episode next weekend. We'll conclude it next weekend, and thanks for streaming King's Country, kingscountry.net. Needless to say, we're cruising into Thanksgiving, Turkey Day, coming up next Thursday. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to spending some time with my sweetheart, Suzanne Simmons, and her family, her wonderful family here in Beaumont, Texas. None of my business what you're doing, but now here comes a word from the farthest rural reach of our radio transmitter. It's time for our weekly public service program, Learning with Vernon.
Learning with Vernon, get smarter every day. Learning with Vernon, you're sure to get an A. If you've got a question and Google just won't do, you just ask Vernon, you'll have an answer soon.
Caller, welcome to the always trusty landline.
Hey, Vernon, is it true that Ben Franklin wanted the turkey to be America's national bird? Why is it an eagle?
Well, turkeys are slow, big old round targets, and delicious. I don't think the rest of the founding fathers wanted us Americans to be like that.
Been to Walmart lately, Vern?
Well, you got a point there.
Thanks, Vernon.
You too. Have a happy Turkey Day.
Learning with Vernon, you'll have an answer soon.
King's Country, kingscountry.net. Of course, the Taylor Swift fiasco has been all over the news with their Ticketmaster thing, and they had to shut it down because too many people were trying to go online and purchase those tickets. They've got a show at Houston coming up. Anyway, a girl filmed her dad scrolling through his phone to see if he was selected for pre-sale of Taylor Swift tickets. Let's listen to what happens. He screams like a little girl. Country, kingscountry.net. That does it for another week of the Jim King of the Radio Show. Time to shine on the boob tube. The Jim King of the TV show airing 3 times this weekend. Don't miss my Mark Chestnut and Casey Chestnut little mini-series kicking off this weekend. It's called the Father and Son mini-series. Next week is our 850th episode, but who's counting? So don't miss it this weekend. And I'll be posting the segments probably tomorrow at jimkingoftheroad.com along with this radio show. Later, Gators, keep it between the ditches. Have a good one. Stay high and dry. It's supposed to be rainy here in southeast Texas tomorrow. See you Monday.